bonds being sold at par with accrued interest problem here. We have Burris Corporation is authorized to issue $890,000 of 11% bonds. Interest on the bond is payable semi-annually. The bonds are dated January 1st, 2019, due December 31st, 2023. Prepare the journal entries on April 1st when we sold the bonds at par plus accrued interest. On June 30th when we received our first interest payment, or we paid our first interest payment, and on December 31st when we paid our second interest payment. So we have 4/1/19. We know for a fact that we're receiving cash, and we know for sure that we're creating this liability of bonds payable. The other thing that's missing is the accrued interest, because it says plus accrued interest. So that's going to be our interest expense. And the bonds payable is this whole $890,000. And the interest expense we can calculate as that face value of $890,000 times the 11% times the time that has passed so far, which is 3 months, because it was January 1st and now we're at April 1st. So times 1/4 or 3 out of 12 months, and we get $24,475. And we can add those together for a total cash receipt of $914,475. Then on June 30th, we have our interest expense, and we're paying cash. And so this interest expense is going to be for the entire period. So instead of up here, we calculated a quarter of the year, but now we're going to account for the full year, and that's what allows our interest expense to balance out, because we accounted for a quarter of it here, and now we're accounting for the full thing. And if we had a T account, we could see that that would balance out, and we can do that in just a second. So our interest expense is going to be equal to our 890 times the 11% times 1/2, or 6 out of 12 months, and we get 48,950. And if we had our interest expense T account here, on the first 4/1, we would have decreased our expense account by $24,475. And then on June 30th, we increased it by the 48,000, which gives us, as of today, total interest expense of $24,475. And then we need to add December 31st. And it's just going to be the exact same thing, because these were at par, not at a premium or a discount. And I didn't have absolute cell references. So I'll copy that down. And so now if we added that to our T account, we would have a balance of interest expense of $73,425.